NRG played Giants on Haven, and Brock went into Smurf mode, and I have genuinely never seen anything like this, because they won 13-1, I have seen that happen before. I don't remember anyone having a KD of 18 before. Not in a tier 1 game, at least. Maybe in like a gold Smurf game and, you know, whatever. Yeah, sure, it happens a lot, but not in a pro game. And this was truly unbelievable by NRG, and they were playing at an insane level. And let's start from the very beginning, round number 1. And even from this point, we get a sense of how well NRG were playing. Now, Giants, if I'm going to be honest, they're like the one team that is still running like the old Breach comp. And at a certain time and point, it was going to get found out. Like, that's just the way it was going to go. No one else plays this comp for a reason. Let me just put it like that. And if you know, you know. But NRG, they're playing the Viper comp. And the thing that I think is so interesting about this pistol is Giants are doing this solo over here on A with kind of, you know, a heavy B kind of stack and mid stack here and garage as well. But just take a look at what they do, because the way they find this first kill is really quite interesting, right? So they put the wall up first off, right? And they find just this perfect timing. And the way that they do this is quite strange, right? Normally, you know, with this Viper stuff here, you would think that the Viper would be there, but actually it's not the Viper there. Actually, they send, you know, they keep Som here in towards mid and send instead, you know, their Killjoy, Neon, and Sova here instead out towards this. And they find just a perfect timing for it, right? So Cloud is then going to dart out here, right? But now the wall goes down, right? So if you think about this from Cloud's perspective, this wall has gone up for a brief moment, and then it is instantly gone down. Now, normally, if you're Cloud, you're thinking, well, that's for this Viper to cross across here, right? And maybe make their way in towards short, right? And clearly, Giants, in their read, maybe of what NRG like to do here, think that this is ending B. We put the wall up just for a brief moment of time to then come into long with 3 players. Oh, by the way, 3 players who have a Sheriff, right? And then take a look at what happens next.
Standard defensive setup that you'll see a lot of people run.
Punish!
So obviously this is literally a hard read on what Cloud is going to do here down towards A long, and a great understanding of not only like what Giants setup is likely to be, but also exactly how to punish that, right? Because they do exactly send down the 3 players who have Sheriffs, because they know that that jump peak is probably coming, and they want those Sheriffs to either get 2 body shots or potentially kill him through the wall, right? They then instantly decide to come back towards C. Right, Giants double push down mid, which they ended up doing quite a lot. They still think that they're going towards A, right? Because they'd seen multiple people here shoot. And again, you probably think that the Viper would be there as well. He's not. Some then puts up the wall at like kind of a perfect time as well. And you see, I mean, just look at the map. Look at how cooked Giants got in this round. From that first kill to where the map is now, look at that. Just absolutely cooked. And one thing that I think is very, very important to stress here is you see the detail in the round, right? Like, not much has happened in this round, but there's a detailed plan here of what we're going to do, even down to the very guns that we buy and who is going where based on the guns that they can buy, you know, because we want this Viper roll for post-plant, for instance, right? There is details here, and when the details are this good, that means your team is going to play pretty well.
Players on the mid.
It's going to be an open site here for the taking.
But as soon as Som gets this Viper orb up, I like the idea that Giants are going for a reflank very quickly.
Yeah, it's already a stun as well. Does spell it out. Backside plan going to be called for by NRG. Fights to be taken. It's Brock. He's given that open sideline. Grabinho is going to be taken out. They know that Ara's in the vicinity. Fault line definitely avoided. Sidestep for now, and those shots as well are hammering into the side of it. Giant X, I mean, they can't withstand it.
There goes the flank. Ara had to be that constant pressure because retaking from spawn, almost impossible. They've got a high, low, higher, left side, upside. 5-player stack facing.
All over the place here. It's a flash to dodge.
Okay, now let's skip ahead to round number 4. And yes, Giants from this point in the game will not win another round. But for this one, we're just going to see NRG do a very, very simple. We're just going to walk down C and end up going C.
Giants will be super happy about how that one went.
Let's see how this one gets taken. Getting a lobby, no real pushback, so it's given up with ease.
It's identical.
Yeah, I mean, the exact same round. Run it back again. Walk up to C, going to be exploding out.
And West Side strips are going down immediately.
That's the cage though, that's going to be a stun ricocheting. Paranoia to go on either side of things. Looks like a flood defense attempt here by Giant X from Greenio, and West Side going to have to dig deep to try and hold against Mada.
And then again, at this point in the round, Giants just go and save. The round is already over, right? But again, there's details in here that just show you how prepped NRG were for this, okay? Because again, if you just take a look at this round, you know, you're just like, oh, well, they just went to C and did a C exec and it worked and good for them, right? But again, there's layers to this, okay, right? So one thing I want you to notice is there's a ping here on Garage, okay? Let's actually start with Scuba here. Because there's a ping here on Garage. This trip gets broken instantly. Honestly, I don't even really know how. But Scuba just, I think, instantly spams through this and has some kind of, like, spam lineup for the trip here. Or he just spams the door and knows where the trip is. But then, if we just keep our eyes on Scuba here, he then throws a Nano Swarm here and breaks the other trip with a Nano Swarm. So even though this is just, you know, we're going to walk down C and we're going to go C, both these trips get broken as well. Like, if you're West Side here, you're telling your team, like, guys, there's potential pressure everywhere, right? And again, you know, it doesn't really matter that much for this round, but also, like, that's going to stop these guys, like, these guys rotating here, you know, are going to be worried. Well, there might be someone walking up here, right? Like, they destroyed that trip. There might be someone walking up there. There might be someone in Gary. Like, just so much pressure just from what Scuba did. And you're like, well, Scuba barely is in the round, but it matters, right? And obviously, again, this is one of the problems that you're always going to have with this Breach comp against the Viper comp is this Viper wall in A is going to really, really, you know, make it tough for you potentially here. These guys are going to stick around a little bit longer because they think that the Viper might be there. So that gives them some space. They also do this smoke on platform here as well, which kind of doubles up as both, like, you know, you can't be here and see us. So if you're playing over on this side, you're worried, right? We've already destroyed the Cypher cam as well because that was down C long at the start of the round. So Westside tries to put his cam here. It gets destroyed. This smoke means that if he's on this side towards platform, he can't see, and also doubles up as a potential, like, Omen could TP into this and then go from there, right? So interesting idea there as well. And again, we can do that because we're going to bring in the Viper Orb as an extra smoke later on in the round. So we feel good about that. Obviously, once we get to this point here, you know, again, when you look at the map, it's like, well, we're about to do our C exec and there's 3 players on the other side of the map, right? So we're already in a decent spot here as well. And ultimately for Giants, you know, they get kind of caught off guard by them running up here. But Mada also does a fantastic job here, right? In terms of, and I've said this before in videos multiple times, sometimes as a duelist, your job is to not die, okay? It's not to go in and kill everyone. It is to go in and not die. Because if you do that, like Mada does here, where if he gets Omen flashed, right? So it's like, well, now my goal is to live. So he puts up his wall there just to live. But now by doing that, he's giving his team the time to come in with him, be near him, use other util, like you see the Omen flash going across here as well. A dart is going to come up and reveal West Side in a second. That's why he dies, right? So you can see the ping going out now. That's going to reveal both of them, and that gets them a free kill, right? Those are the things that matter. Sometimes your job as a duelist is to just not die, because if Mada dies instantly here, then no one maybe gets a kill off that dart. Other people aren't in the site with him, you know, and now he recognizes the time to go. But the thing is, you're like, well, oh, he slid in backside here. Yeah, because now Som is right next. Ethan is right next to him, right? So even if he loses this fight, you know, as he's gone into his own team's snakebite, even if he does lose to Grabinho there, Ethan's right next to him and getting that trade 100% of the time. So it's fine, right? And now you got the Viper Orb up and the round is over, right? So again, just the detail. And again, the destruction of the trips is insane. We destroyed all the Cypher util in this round. The detail here from NRG is incredible. Now let's skip ahead to round number 9. And if this was planned, this is the greatest plan of all time. I don't think that this one was planned, okay? So we've got Mada with an op here, and we've also got Ara down with an op down A long, right? So you can see this op here. This turret gets placed down, okay? Now, I don't think this could be a plan, because you see that he just has a little, like, line here where he isn't getting spotted by the turret. Okay, now, I don't know if this is a plan. If he purposefully, like, placed this turret, like, a little bit too far so that it means that this guy is 100% going to be locked into this angle with this op, maybe they do. I don't know. With how good those other rounds were, maybe that's the case, right? But you see that Mada eventually is going with his op. He's going to look down long, and he knows exactly where he has to be to avoid that turret, and he kills him. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Maybe let's just say it was for the fun of it. But what is impressive about NRG in this round for me, whether that was, I mean, if that is on purpose, then fair play, that's amazing. But even if it wasn't, and, you know, it just fortunately happened to happen like that, cool for them. But what I find interesting about this round, right, is we're going to end up going towards B in this round. For NRG, they're going to fake some pressure out towards Garage, as you can see just here. Eventually, they're going to end up on this B site, and West side is actually going to push back behind them on C. Okay, but just take a look here from NRG, because one of the things that NRG struggled with in the past, right? One of the things that NRG weren't very good at, in my opinion, when they were struggling on their attack sides, was that they could be indecisive, right? If things didn't go to plan, then they sometimes would panic and not know what to do and end up in bad situations because of that. But just take a look here as they end up on B. After Westside gets this kill on the flank, just take a look how quick they are to decide what to do, and they're going to pivot to something completely different.
Here's that trip.
Line up, trip. Looks like the chance to punish. Scuba is going to be dropped onto the flank there. That's going to be causing a little bit of concern, and a lot of ults popped off in a flurry of action. This is Giant looking and attempting to punish, but RG just vacated. They sidestep it. The pits drop down. This is going to be a plan down into C.
That is such a good adjustment from NRG, utilizing the fact that they know the west side pushed out. They realize C is empty and they can get a pit down.
Fluid as anything like water in a vase. Willing to just move with the punches that Giant X have thrown out. There's still that threat coming on from to the flank. These cages obfuscating the line, and now looking to hop all the way back out with that paranoia. But right from the side, there's Ethan immediately traded out with some supplementary there with the fire. Flash in your face, but this pit, how the hell do you deal with it? Hard going. Giant X feeling like they have to make at least an attempt to scale forwards, but no signs of life from them. Mada is just...
Yeah, just take a look at it on the map when they come in here towards B. So we get this kill on the flank. You know, we're going in, we get hit by this trip. And look, these guys like instantly know, right? Like, look, like straight away we've made that decision. Instantly. And that does make a difference, right? The fact that we're that quick to make that decision allows us to get a very clean plant off. You know, I mean, if you actually watch it here, they could have been in trouble, right? If they were slower here, take a look. There's an aftershock here. Brook maybe dies, like as he's planting, if they're a bit slower here, right? And then you're panicking. You see, like, he gets it down, he then gets tagged and just about gets out of it, right? So if they're a second slower to that, he might just drop the spike and die, and, you know, maybe they run out of time, or, you know, panic happens and they lose the round. Instead, because they were so decisive, they then won the round. And again, you just take a look at the positions that they take up and how they play off each other, right? Because when you get into this, right, so we get the smoke here out this side, the Ethan then goes into. Just take a look at Som. I love the way he plays this round, because as the pressure comes in and Mada gets Omen flashed here, right, and has to kind of retreat. Now look at the way they play off each other, right? So you've got Ethan swinging out of this smoke just here. And then just take a look at Som, like instantly deciding after this gets traded, he's now going to swing, you know, through his own pit, ready to swing off his teammates there and instantly dip out. Just really, really nice stuff from NRG again. Really well played. Now let's skip ahead to round number 11. And in this one, Aura has an op. And one game that I remember quite fondly from EMEA was Na'Vi versus Giants, where, again, Giants were on the defense side against this exact comp, and the thing that they did against Na'Vi, which I'd never really seen happen before, Na'Vi got heavy punished by Aura getting ahead of the Viper wall here and just opping down this line, which normally against most Viper teams is like, that never ever happens. But clearly NRG were prepared for that as well, because take a look at what they did at the start of this round.
Complete flip on the switch of the emotions here. Ara does finally get that off again in his hands, but how the hell do you get out of that? You can't!
Oh my.
So again, it's a great idea knowing what Giants are likely to do against them, and also the details are there again, because Mada with the little tiny jump peek ahead of his own Viper wall, right? Like, look at this! Look at that! Like, just the detail of this, right? Of like, I can jump peek over this wall. You're never ever gonna die because I'm expecting him to run down here, and that tells me that I need to stun him and then go and kill him. Look how unbelievably good that is, right? It's just insanely good. And this is what I mean, like, you know a team is playing super well when just like the details are perfect, right? They just have every little tiny thing has been thought about to the level where it doesn't matter. Now, okay, they lose their Killjoy ult, right? But again, you're gonna see them in this round from this point just feel like they're in control. And again, Giants, At this point, to be fair, Giants weren't playing very well. Giants essentially just gift them a kill because, again, Westside is on this angle, pushed behind them. They're not even in that bad of a spot here, Giants, realistically. But for whatever reason, Giants decide, oh, let's just go and swing this for no reason, even though we know that they're there and they do it on their own, and it's not very good from Giants.
The difference they needed. Still with Mada, he's watching for it. These info peaks again being punished.
Why do you need an info peak when Westside's already locking them in?
You already know that they're over towards A, and Westside now going to be getting contested. Feeling the heat as well, players moving all around him. It looks like Mada just has not a care in the world with the way that he's pathing. Recognize where Westside could be, but the shots are missed. His timing and chance on wide. Som's going to be the one to be playing that backstab now. Off from the side again, feeling it from...
Yeah, Giants would just go and save again at that point. But now let's finish with round number 13 here and just shout out to Brock in general, because this is a round where they're going to end up in a 2v4. And he still manages to win them this round. And obviously, I don't think I've ever seen anyone with an 18 KD in a Tier 1 Valorant game before. So shout out to you, Brook, and congratulations.
Very much might. Here we go, sending it forwards now. Arrow's going to be blinded up though as a result of it, but Westside with a punish. It's a team that's looking to get aggressive. They got those flashes and taking the fights forwards. Pistols in hand. Still, you got to maintain your composure. Mada's being overwhelmed, and the shot's just going wide as anything. Giant X setting the pace now, tempo forwards, but oh my god!
No way!
There's no bloody way!
Kill this man!
Someone get rid of him!
Somebody, please!
He's 17-1!
Give him his second death!
It was your best chance in a long while, Giants, and now Cloud is going to run about.
There's no world he gets a collat and then
Get
another
the hell
kill.
out of here.
He was getting swarmed on sight.
Look at this.
Cloud,
Both
I
sides
beg
of the
you.
link being filled up. Cloud.
I beg you. He's weak.
Gonna be feeling the pressure from this. Brock is weak. We'll go down to one shot.
Honestly, if I'm broke, I'm baiting Scuba so hard right now.
It is Scuba taking points. Taking contact. Cloud's wrapped his way all the way back around. Unexpected in terms of the position, perhaps, but it is being covered. So now...
Bro, Brock's in a different zip code.
Yeah, anticipating. Could be garage, could be main. It's a tap to try and drag him out wide. Cloud is smart. Patient play from him. Really biding his time, and now Brock steps forwards here. Cloud spotted! And Brock gets 4!